0153.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 50 of Let's Talk Landmark. Goats, machinima,
Hello.
and, well, community. The things we love so much.
hmm
I have with
Oh,
me
wow.
today, well,
Oh, yeah,
obviously
there it
my,
is.
my co-host and co-creator of Let's Talk Landmark, Tinma. And we have our special guest today, Katina and Lousy. Thank you for joining us, guys.
It's nice to be home from work during the day.
Yeah, so you played hooky just to be on the show?
No, I did not. We actually had a notice on the door this morning that our power and cable and everything was going out today at noon.
Well,
So
well, Lousy played
I didn't
hooky.
complain.
You do have sound turned on, right?
Yeah, yeah, I got sounds on.
Okay, making sure. So somebody said something about it in channel, so.
Mm.
Hi, Gandalf, Timma, Geo, and Katina.
Gandalf.
Oh man, so wow, crazy title of the show. It is episode number 50. 55. Oh wow, we've been doing this thing since February 6th, I believe. And we're just, man, it's just marching along. It's good to be back into regular cadence because I took the summer off from doing my show. And well, we're back in the throw of things. A lot has been going on in Landmark in the last, I'd say, maybe 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
hmm
Some big changes. That's what we're going to talk about. And make sure you guys tune in on Wednesday for a really big show on Tenma's channel with Let's Talk Landmark at 7:30 because we've got some really great, deep discussion to go over. And
Yeah, we're going deep.
go deep. But today,
Another quote. Hurry, quote that.
We're going
I'm
deep.
not.
but on today's show, like this morning when we kicked off the show, we started at Aliana's, and he had built something for the Hallis competition completely out of props. And really, the big change that we see in the game has been that they are interacting at Daybreak, interacting with us, the community, on a great scale. And they're giving us more stuff that we've needed for a competition than ever before. And, well, we're doing great stuff. If we can take just a moment, Tinma, and let you talk about the update that came out on Wednesday and what you have done with the props and the materials so far on your build.
For the most part, I mean, the interaction between us and the developers have like gone exponential compared to what we had before. And I think a big part of that has to do with Fiend. He really stepped up to the bat and really like dug claws into the community and like what problems are you having, tell me, I want to know, that sort of kind of an attitude. And I thought that was just awesome. And he's not only interacting with people through the different streamers, but he's also interacting with everybody through the forums, direct messaging through the forums, he and Twitter. I mean, every aspect that we had prior, and I thought that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And
He's very more active with the community and with speaking with us,
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the stuff that we're seeing kind of get pushed onto the table now as for things that needs to get fixed and priority and all that kind of stuff. As for the latest patch, I mean, we've got a crap ton of new props. Some of them, I was thinking we were going to get some of them, but we didn't get some of them.
hmm
I don't know if they've been pushed back. They did say they were going to have one out for us, which was the that hanging lamp that you see in one of the concept pieces that Aliana made a mock-up of a whole bunch of props together to make it. It was going to be made into a single prop. We still haven't seen that one yet. But the ones that we have gotten so far, it's pretty awesome. I mean, we've got like, mammoth bones or whatever you want to call those things. One that was chipped, one that wasn't. We've got all the furs, flat, laid or curved versions. We've got, let's see, what was the other one? We've got the leather or the tanning racks. We've got a a pot that has nothing in it, which is pretty cool, or this big cauldron looking thing that.
You mean a hat?
Oh yeah, it could be.
Just put a link to the upload note into the chat for everybody.
Yeah, Lousy. Yeah, if you can get as close to your mic as possible when you
It was
talk.
using my camera's mic, so it might be better. I'm not sure.
Oh well, you can go into your options.
I did that just now, so I don't know. Is it better for people in chat? Is it better?
Super. Yeah, just turn it up as to max, or whatever you can.
Yeah, it was at max.
Okay.
And some people have, WikiWakiWoo mentioned about the translucent hides. Somebody was saying it would be kind of cool to be able to do like a puppet show.
Well, we did that. We did that at Knobwinkle's claim on Friday's show. Really,
I thought that was kind of cool.
So they've done a great job with the stuff they're giving us for this competition, and we noticed that with every competition, the builds that are getting created that are winning the competitions are raising the bar on all the previous stuff. So it begs a couple of questions about how soon we're going to go back and revisit the Dark Elves. And
I'm still kind of peed off that we still do not have the props that were promised us for the Takish competition. They said they were going to get them to us, and we never saw them. And I'm still kind of like perturbed over that. There's a lot of stuff that we could use, especially with a different races type styling, like the gold and the just the way everything looks for the Takish.
Well, if possible, if Elemental Fiend could check to see if those were created or repaired, just not pushed out. Remember, we had that axe and shield and sword that were done back in December, and they just forgot to push it out to us. So,
that I seriously would like to see the Takish stuff because that was something they promised us and was never given. It's the way I kind of look at it. And then the next thing would be the new materials. We've got leather, bound leather, and we have a darker version of the slate. I love that slate, by the way.
I saw the tweet from Aliana.
And Aliana's kind of peed off about it because he said it didn't contrast and or it blended or didn't blended and all this other kind of stuff. But I think it's all in usage that he's having the problem. So.
So now, have you've worked with that new slate though, right? The darker slate.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay,
I love it. It really gives. Just having that just off color. I mean, you could set it up to where like your stone wall is like this, and at the bottom half of it with that darker, just making everything at the bottom of it darker. It almost looks like the bottom of it's wet. Just because it's that darker color, even though it's the same texture, it's just a slightly different, darker texture, and it almost gives like a wet look, which having the snow around it looks really awesome because it looks more realistic.
We went to your claim right after you had a chance to work with those mats. I think it was on Friday's show, Thursday or Friday. The difference with the snow on the wood. That was an epic day, by the way. We had the frosted wood.
Yeah, they look a lot better.
I forgot about those. Yeah, we did get the frosted wood, and that right there, that was something I kind of pushed for, is because there was really no transition in between snow and wood. There was none, and it was either hard or you didn't have it at all. It was one or the other, and it just by having that little bit of a bleed in between one texture and the other, it makes one heck of a difference. And if you noticed, everybody was using the thatch on the end of the wood and stuff like that, but you'd always see the thatch color bleeding into it. And to me, it looked like crap, and I couldn't stand it. And so that was another reason why I kind of pushed for it.
Well, this new texture with the snow on the wood, the frosted wood, has really raised this is what I was talking about earlier. Has raised the bar on the quality of the work that players can do.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, it changes the whole look of the build in an instant, being able to use that.
Yeah, and the wood frosting, it looked pretty good in the tweet images I've seen. So
Well, so I've got a question, and that is, would they like us to build several versions of our entries this time around, where there's frosted wood on some of the wood bits, for the winter or the colder season, and then for the summer, maybe less of the frosting on the wood? And
they
is this
said it.
something that would make sense to go back and revisit some of
I'm
the other builds?
I'm
They
not
said
sure
it.
they're going to be doing that.
They said in the
Really.
workshop show, less is more. That they could always add snow to it,
Mhm.
and that to put less on than normal, like 30 or 40% max. I
Hmm.
think was what they had said in the workshop show.
Yeah, they for the most part, the way I kind of look at it is, if they want, a certain type of building of snow on top of it, they could probably do it better than we can because they can make a prop that will that they can sit right into that roof line, and you have exactly the shape of the snow that they're looking for. Um, they could do that more expediently than what we could trying to do it by hand on
Okay.
with the props or the with the
Now,
boxes.
let's say we get these props that we're looking for the Talkish build, uh, for the Talkish stuff. Would it be something where you'd like to see the players who made it into that got selected be able to go back and add those props to their builds, or is that something you'd rather see the dev team take care of?
Um, it's kind of a toss up. I mean, for the most part, learning how to do it, being able to learn how to do it, using voxels, that's a step up. It's another tool in your toolkit. Um, so figuring out a way to be able to do it is pretty awesome. But if it's with the issues that we have with the blending,
Yeah.
that probably holds us back more than anything. So if the devs have a way to do it using a prop or something like that, sitting it into the roof line and it looks better, then I would say, let the devs do it.
Elemental
It
Fiend just put in chat. He said, if you're going to do multiple versions, make them drastically different. Like one version that's destroyed or run down, something like that, instead of, with different snow amounts.
There you go.
yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, because from what I understand is I'm not sure how they're doing seasons. you know, I'm
Yeah.
Well, so we're on a long development cycle for EverQuest Next, and when this finally hits the marketplace, where will MMOs be in terms of what are the features? So are there going to be seasons in the MMOs that pretty much happen in real time? Is there going to be dynamic snow, dynamic water? How many of these MMOs are going to be voxel based? So, what's the field of competition going to look like by the time EQN gets to market? And is this something that they should look at how to tackle, or uh,
How do we know they're not already looking at it, Geo?
well, I
They
mean,
might already be.
one of the
Yeah.
things that I brung up with Steve Klug on the Steve Klug interview, the I was talking about it'd be freaking awesome if we had like meteor showers and rain and the whole entire
I
thing be a
remember that
little bit more
discussion.
immersive and stuff like that. And you know he seemed a little bit kind of drawn back from that. He was like, yeah, I don't know about that. So what we'll actually see in the final version of the game, it's up in the air for that. I want to see acid rain. You know, I want to see meteors. I want stuff to fall from the sky and kill people. Um,
I want to see active volcanoes
yes,
throwing stuff up into the sky and that
That
stuff
would be
coming down.
awesome.
There's
exactly,
the yeah,
Volcanoes.
exactly.
Fun.
yeah.
That'd be great.
I mean,
It's just the way
we're
we roll,
talking we're talking about next gen MMO. Stuff that other games have never had.
Hmm.
And if they did have it, it was so cheesy that it was like I'd rather have it. I see volcano in distance. I'm running across the field like do 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 do, and then all of a sudden a big meteor just drops on my head. Um, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time at the wrong exact moment. So I mean, that's the
I'm good with that.
I think it would be cool. It would put another dynamic into the game, and
Well, I'm good with you getting squished by volcanic debris. That's adds a dynamic I've been waiting for since the game
And you watch
started.
the lava slide down the hill, and he's like, I can't get my claim templated in time.
yeah, and I mean, can you imagine? It's just like step back for a moment, close your eyes, and picture the way the landmark looks right now, and then you have little bunnies, and then you have deer, all
I don't
kind of
fry
just
the bunnies.
going through the forest, and then all of a sudden, acid rain shower falls
Oh,
down, and all of a sudden they just slowly just die. Ah,
oh, that's so mean.
Zombie
it would
bunny.
be
Oh, God.
funny.
Yeah,
It would
no,
be
look, I'm
fun.
waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen in Landmark.
Yeah,
It
the
Yeah.
started a
zombie
year
bunny.
ago. You remember that? When we were touring Angel Bay? Remember that tweet I sent out to Smedley? It had, yeah, my character had gone zombie, and, well, I tweeted out there's a new sheriff in town. But
Yeah.
lots of cool stuff. And, Landmark being a really community-centric game, because everything's created by players, EverQuest Next is going to have an element in it that no other MMO has ever had. And the fact that so much of the content in the game will have been produced by the player community, here in Landmark. So,
I'm gonna take a big assumption on this that as for like content, as for like all the buildings and stuff like that, I'm gonna put it at around 60 to 70%. I just don't think everything can be made strictly by us here in Landmark,
No, they've
because
got to have room.
they're gonna have certain things that they want to have made in a certain fashion in an exact certain way, and I
that
think
nobody's ever
that's
seen. That
yeah,
nobody's
that
seen.
nobody's ever seen. So there's going to
Mhm.
be like basically two different sections there.
Mhm.
I just see that at some point in time.
No, we
I figured
the
ours
next
were
step
more.
here that we're waiting for patiently and calmly, calmly now, not so calmly 5 months ago, but calmly now, is the game mastering system. So it's going to be here at some point. We don't know when, but we saw something today though that reminded me of gameplay that players can create now that doesn't require a game mastering system. We were on a claim today that was it Metallica built?
Hmm?
Whose claim was that we were on today?
Jinkies.
No, the game where we had to pull the lever and get people to drop through. Thousand Stars.
Thousand
Thank you.
Stars.
Okay, that one.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, so Thousand Stars had built this amazing game. And here's a perfect example of gameplay that you can create right now without a game mastering system, just using the linking and triggering systems that we already have. And it was a hoot.
I'm still hoping for the full seven gates, timers. The next
Yeah.
iteration of linking and triggering, because right now linking and triggering opens and closes doors. That's
I,
it. That's pretty much what it does. And
It turns stuff off and on.
yeah,
That's
turns
it.
on and off, or
yeah.
and that
Lights.
sort of thing.
About all. Yeah. Lights and doors.
Yeah, lights and doors. I mean,
Emitters.
and having the next iteration of linking and triggering would push that to the next level. And
It
there was a post somewhere where, like over in Minecraft, they had created something in there that was like extraordinary or something like that. And I replied, it was a tweet that I had put out. This was like a year ago or something. And, it was basically in response, oh, give us a year, we'll have an
I remember
i7.
that. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, they had made
Mhm.
something over in
They built a
they
computer.
made a yeah, a
They made
computer
a
or
computer. They built
calculator
a
or
chip. They
something
built a chip.
over in Minecraft, and I was like, oh, give us a year, we'll have an i7. I thought that was kind of interesting, but we can't begin to do stuff like that without the seven gates and the
That's true.
timers.
Yep. Real timers.
I want a random command for
Yes.
remote I want to be
That
able to roll dice in game, and then I can play craps in my casino. That's
I I pushed I pushed that out a long time ago for Lady Kathleen because she was wanting the the random command,
Number. Yep.
yeah.
and I pushed that out, and we brung it up here on the show, and I even did a direct message to Steve Klug about it, and he was like, kind of asking, why do you need this,
Well,
and
Because we
I
want it.
explained it. I
and
explained why we needed
it's a
it.
lot easier to do though than all the linking and triggering thing. That's a real,
Yeah,
easy, simple thing we could just throw right in. And
yeah.
You have that in
Well,
practically every MMO that's out there.
Not only that, for
And
them to sit there and say, well, we don't think you need it, so you're not going to have it. Why not?
yeah,
for
You know,
for creating for making up games, which is what we do currently in Landmark. I mean, this thing today was amazing, but there's so many other games that people have created that all we need to complete their game that they've made
I
inside
I
Landmark is a random number generator.
I want to step it up a little bit. I don't want just random. I want a random 10, a random 20, a random 50, just all the dice that you have for
Yeah,
D&D, I want it.
yeah. There's no
I want
yeah
to
that would no
dictate.
reason not to do that because
I want to be able to dictate
yeah.
the range
Hmm.
on the random. I want to have it just like a D&D system. That way if I want to create a D&D game in Landmark, I can do it, and it
yeah.
can
right.
all be done in the game instead of having to, you know, actually roll
Well,
dice to do it.
well, who knows if that'll be part of the eventual, DM tools that we get, Dungeon Master tools. So
Yeah, so I'm push that
we
limit just a
hope,
little bit more.
hope, we hope for that.
Okay, Cadavari said, if any dev wants to know why we need linking and triggering things, they can come look at my arcade build. Elemental Fiend answered, oh, we know, we want it too.
But
Does that
I
mean
mean,
we're gonna get it?
well, I mean, we asked for that over a year ago. For the random.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been over a year that we asked for random, and just
Yep.
random.
Yep.
So that's something that there are plenty of code out there that could be just copy, paste, and then linked via the chat system.
Yep.
So I just don't understand why it hadn't already been implemented. To be honest.
Well, one thing that we're getting right now is just greater interaction with the team over at Daybreak, and that's something we've been asking for a long time, and wow, you guys really stepped it up. And Elemental Fiend's been in the chat for all of our shows for the past past 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
It's been
and
fantastic.
then the last workshop show, Steve Klug. It
Yep.
was for anybody that hasn't seen that, the show started off with Terry and Steve. Terry just saying hello and apologizing for not having been around. And then Steve got on and talked about the tech behind the game and the things that they're working on, and addressed some of the things we've been asking a lot of questions about, in particular blending and bleeding materials. And so I tell you, for everybody who's been looking for their tech fix on Landmark, wow, Daybreak delivered. So if you haven't seen it yet, Lousy dropped the link there to it. Go watch that. It is fantastic. Don't watch it now. Just after the show. Dima.
Yes.
Elemental Fiend just said linking and triggering is pretty much on hold until we determine EQ Next need for it. We have a very large system design, but we don't want to waste work,
Which makes sense.
which means it'll be after the first of the year before you'll hear anything else about it.
Okay.
The thing is, that's an answer that we didn't have, not just a
Yeah, it,
dead space.
more
Dead
And now,
information is better. The more we know,
Well, and he's doing here is he's helping set our expectations.
now,
We
now, as I've said, in the previous show, this last patch, to me was a big patch for us, and
was.
it's
It's been a long
basically to
time.
say, hey, we haven't forgot about you. That's the kind of patch that was for me.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't see anything else until after the first of the year. Mentally, I've already prepared myself for that, okay? Because I don't want to put my expectations up here and it not be met.
Well, it's just 3.5 months away, dude.
Right. It's not that far from now, okay? And we can wait 3 or 4 months before the end of the year, and then we can, start saying, hey, when can we start seeing some work on Landmark? I'd rather give them the time that they need to do whatever it is they need to do on EverQuest Next so they can get back to us, okay?
Well, I'm all for giving them more time. I just want them to be more communicative. I want them to tell us, hey, we can't do this. Hey, we can do this. Hey, maybe you guys could help us with this.
I'm
And
going to
I
answer.
don't have any of that. Maybe Elemental Fiend has begun doing that, but
I'm gonna answer for Elemental Fiend. We can't do this. We can do that. and yeah, give yourself a pull your underwear across the back and put it on your forehead, and you'll be fine. So
No, Elemental Fiend said something's going to make you quite happy because there's a number of landmark changes coming before next year. Linking and triggering just isn't in that list.
Oh, awesome. Well, like I said, I don't want to put my expectations up here and expect that there's going to be anything. I don't want to hurt my own feelings and get pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Then you know what I mean? I guess my point isn't.
Well, so
right,
I mean, the Columbus Nova acquisition of Daybreak was like the Soviet acquisition of, well, East Berlin.
Quite, but.
and so they brought down the Maxwell Smart cone of silence, and we didn't hear much for a while. So we're just psyched. We're psyched that we're getting this interaction that we've been asking for. But more importantly, it's not just the interaction. It's that we've been talking about a key group of things for quite a while that we really, really need ever since phase 3 of the closed beta started. That's everything since the latest wipe. And one of those has been a camera to use while we're doing anything, whether you're filming, building, whatever. And man, so they've listened, and that's on the drawing board. We don't know exactly when we're getting it, but it
got a preview on the forums.
It was, yeah. Thank you. You got the link there to it?
It's just opening it. So.
Okay. Check this out. This is really cool. I think, Tim, didn't you show this on your show?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So we are going to be able to use this camera for making movies. It's going to be super handy for building, because now you'll be able to get into those real tight spaces where you just can't get close enough because your head's too bloody big. Well, in Tim's case, at least.
It's true. It is true.
But we're psyched, and of course, speaking of movies, making headway in ours. It was a productive weekend, and Jinkies is started filming a production that they're doing on his Rohan build over. Do you remember the island?
No.
I'm willing to put bets on who gets finished first now.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Anybody want to come on?
No, I think ours will be finished first. He just started his.
No, he just put out.
Exactly.
He just gave us today.
I'm just
He
saying.
did give us something today.
Yeah, you guys. Look, well, Kat, you want to talk about a little bit about what you saw, what I gave you?
No, people can wait. He gave us another snippet from the movie, so he has been working on it.
I seen it. It doesn't mean crap to me.
It's
It doesn't
good.
mean crap. It's not done.
It needs some cutting.
It's not done. So it don't
And we
count.
need more.
Okay, so I'll say this:
So there.
a minute and 25 seconds into it, Kat unmutes her microphone in TeamSpeak and is cracking up. You enjoyed it.
Minute and 25 was freaking hilarious.
Geo's movie will
that
be in
little
post
section that I
production.
agree with Temma needs to go. Because I told you that immediately also. Then after, there's a lot of little bits that can be cut. Because it's repetitive.
Good stuff, though.
It
It's
is. First
either
part,
it has
I
to go
die.
or needs to be toned down. One of
Oh
the other.
God. Yeah.
Just a little.
But that first part, some of the things that, the comments that were made, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
It's fun.
I was just dying.
So again, this just gets back to the idea of community, and with that, none of that would have been possible. No movie making is really possible without a community, and we've got a great community here. Even after we've been through this over a year and a half now, the community that's still here really cares about the game and about getting this thing over the finish line. So,
Who's got the
I mean,
static going on?
I mean,
Dedicated testers.
we got like 40 some people in the channel right now, and that is a small portion of the total community. A very small portion.
Yes.
So if we've got this many people in here for Let's Talk Landmark, I mean, there's a crap ton of people that aren't. People on different time frames, the whole entire, enchilada like that.
well, I go back and look at the stats for our shows, and we get between 1 and 200 people a day that watch the morning brew.
Mhm.
So, and it was a year ago was even more. It was a lot more, but still, that's a lot of people who are going. That's not the number of views. That's the number of individual, unique viewers, and so there's still a
There's
lot of people that are
left.
watching what's going on.
What?
I hear that too.
Oh, there's somebody's got
What?
static going on.
It sounds like a mouse
A mouse?
chewing on the wire.
I didn't touch any of my wires. I hope I didn't mess up my mic again.
I think it's you.
It is me? Awesome.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'm shaking things. I know what
I know.
mean.
My video card's fan spun up. I don't know if maybe you're hearing the fan.
No.
So we got a hot fix on Thursday or Friday. Was it
I think it was
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday?
Last-
Friday.
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
What's you got the link to? There's a couple things that Terry announced in
The hot fix
in the hot
notes?
fix. Yeah, the hot fix notes.
Okay, one sec. I did have it open. It's just I have to find that.
That particular tab.
Now I was assuming it was a
Well,
whole
yeah,
bunch of
which tab it was. And now I'm putting it in the chat.
So while he's digging that up, Elemental Fiend, I put a question out to you. What kind of feedback or information or ideas are you looking for right now from the community?
Yeah. What's the most important on your list that you need something from?
Oh, and a huge thank you to you for all of the iron portcullises and the transparent moving platforms that you've been giving away. That was
Yes, thank you.
fantastic.
Which reminds me, I got something to give out.
Oh, he does have a giveaway.
If you're willing to do it on your channel there, Gio.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
All right. Kick that sucker up for everybody that's in the channel right now. And
Rain.
I'm going
Gio.
I have some codes that I still have. I mean, I give these things out very sparingly because they did do away with the insider program, so we don't get codes like hardly ever. Okay.
Elemental Fiend just said something in chat about I'll be posting a lot of info on the Mega Palette soon and asking for feedback about that.
Excellent. Okay.
Let me finish what I was saying because
Sorry.
I was getting cut off. Okay. I got something I'm gonna give away to everybody as long as you can kick up the randomizer roller, whatever you
Raffle?
got for your channel, the raffle, and the winner is going to get a colonist flight suit.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Well, typically on the channel here, I write a number down
Okay.
and I share it with whoever's going to be counting, and then
Okay.
we give a word out and let people go at it.
I'll let you handle it.
Corinne is in channel.
Oh, excellent.
Her help.
Yeah, let Corinne count.
Yeah.
All right.
She's counting. Okay,
All right.
just get everybody timestamps show up different on every computer, so whatever shows up on Corinne's computer is the final answer.
All right, Corinne, get yourself into TeamSpeak, and and we'll do this.
She is.
All
She's
right.
just down the other channel.
All
But,
right.
like I said, I've got a few codes left over, and I give them out very sparingly,
Hello, Gio.
just because we're not getting a
Hello,
lot of
Gio.
things. So, um,
Hi there.
Tenma,
what?
Chilanus wants you to give him a ticket to Disney World, California, not a colonist suit. I'm sure you have to throw that out there before the raffle starts here.
Hello, guys.
I got a question. Like last year, they put out a pumpkin suit for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering
The orange flight suit or whatever that was. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had anything
sergeants.
for holidays or anything like that given out to everybody as of late, and I'm wondering when the next time they're going to do something like that. As y'all remember, that we used to have the Halloween suit, which was it was like a shiny orange. All right.
I don't know. I remember the one that the winners of the Halloween contest got, which was the skeleton.
Yeah, that was for the contest. This was
Yeah.
All right. All
something
right, everybody.
we had.
I've got a number here written on my pad, on my Hello Kitty pad, with my with this, and so we're gonna give a word. Timo, what's the word gonna be?
A what?
The word for the
Everybody-
channel.
Yeah, everybody types the word into chat, and then there's count, and when the count reaches the number Gio wrote down, that's the winner. So what's the word?
Exclamation goat.
Goats? Yeah.
Goat.
Goat. That's a good
Keyword
word.
There it is. There it
goat.
is. So mine doesn't count.
So,
Type that in, and I've written the number of the winner in here. As soon as Coraine sees that thing come up that many times in the chat, she will call it.
All right. Just let me know who it was, and I'll get the code out to them.
we need a pilgrim outfit for Thanksgiving. That's what we need.
And Cara, you can come join me in our TeamSpeak channel. That way they can hear your voice.
So now, I did this kind of. Sorry, I was kind of on the subject and got kind of like skipped over there. But what were you talking about, Bob?
Well, the new outfits. You were talking about new outfits for the holidays, and I said, how about a pilgrim outfit for Thanksgiving?
Oh,
You know,
I'm talking
we
about
were
before
saying-
that.
Before that?
Yeah.
Remember what I was saying.
Well, so Mike, I got another question for Elemental Fiend. Do you guys have the cycles, the bandwidth to be able to produce like another outfit between now and Christmas?
I'm pretty sure they've got a crap ton of outfits.
Or do you have something, just some
had-
stuff that's already made that's waiting in the pipeline just for?
Well, they have the ability
holidays.
to take an outfit, recolorize it like on the fly. You know, I mean, you've seen all the variations of that one or two different outfits they've got out there, and you just have like a special version of it. You know, like think of it like this: a Western, a black Western. You know, like the good, the bad, the ugly, the black.
I still want my
I
Western
want one of
hat.
those.
I want a hat.
I want a Christmas sweater. I want that Christmas outfit with a goat on the front.
I want
Oh
an
my
outfit.
That is just all shades of wrong.
I think I would settle for a Santa Claus outfit because we still ain't got one of those.
Yeah, that would be cool. We were talking about that yesterday.
Have we hit that number yet? Good
Elemental
God.
Fiend says, "Yeah, I don't know the whole art schedule. I was just spamming Alan and Rosie's Twitter.
Oh God.
Keep the goat stuff
Okay,
coming."
interrupting
For
for
a
2
colonist
seconds.
suit
Delphina,
giveaway,
congratulations.
Delphina's the winner. Congratulations, Delphina. Wow, awesome. Car, thank you so much. So you guys couldn't hear Car, but she jumped in on the TeamSpeak and announced
Congrats,
the
Delphina.
winner is Delphina. Way to go.
All right, you give me a second here, and I'll get that the code out to you. So bear with me a moment.
Hey, Bob.
Y'all keep on talking.
Okay.
'Cause,
Well, so something we've done always on the Let's Talk Landmark is we, not on every episode, but frequently, we ask the community, you guys, what kind of things, quality of life gaming related stuff for Landmark would you like to see added to the game? Something that we've discussed for a while. Just tell us something you'd like to see, and of course, it'll show up here in our chat on the recording, and the developers will have a chance to look at it. But it gives them a chance.
Even if we don't mention your suggestion here, when talk about it, it still will be in the chat for the devs to see if they watch the replay.
mm-hmm.
And
Well,
we've
is
been
your beard near your mic?
No, I haven't touched the mic at all. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
On Skype, it's your frame that keeps lighting up every time we hear the static.
I don't know. I turned up the mic before when they were complaining.
It's just a mouse. He's got mice. Mice.
My fan got louder. I did notice that. So maybe the fan is.
I don't know.
Oh, hey, that would be it. That's probably it.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
So, material. So let's see. Knobwinkle's asking for mounts.
I don't see that as a quality of
Tomzo's asking for a material replacer. I like that idea a great deal. Being able to take your build and before you place it down, swap out a particular material with a different one.
Yeah.
When you're in the template window. That's a great idea. WikiWacko, we've got one here. Not the most important to make the game successful, but for me, to get playing, harvesting should be meaningful somehow. I won't build, but would love the mindless mining, etc. Maybe find a super rare that is needed for a prop for you guys. Get the game element in. Yeah, that's a great idea.
We had that, and it was taken away.
Yeah.
I mean, remember,
harvesting was what I preferred in game.
Well, what we used to have was, I mean, you had the special versions of that material, and you had to have a certain amount of that special part in the material to make other stuff. Well, that part of the game was taken out. Like I said, it was an integral piece of the puzzle, and they got removed from the game. There's a lot of things that we had that they took out because people whined and moaned and complained because they didn't like going out and harvesting or whatever. And the sad part is the developers listen to that side of the field instead of actually continuing and completing the loop that we should have had in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they diluted the harvesting.
Yeah, a lot of that, the conversation we're going to have on Wednesday, by the way, guys, that's going to be our deep conversation.
Cool. Internet says the cylinder tool with delete. The cylinder tool, especially
that should be coming. That should be coming.
And a circular line tool.
More primitives or something.
Yeah, more primitives.
And I can't wait for that. I mean, but I don't want just a delete tool with a cylinder. I mean, I want that cylinder line tool. That's what I want with deletion mode. Yeah. I can do more with that than I can a primitive cylinder. I can make angled cylinders to actually, kind of really make some really awesome stuff with that. Plus, it's more expedient, and I can do it quicker than sitting there trying to get this thing to fit exactly the angle that I'm looking for. I can predetermine my angle with a line tool. I cannot predetermine an angle with, just a delete tool by itself. You have to sit there and play with it and yank on it. And for more time than you need to, where the line tool you don't have to.
Shundry says, here's one. Metallica was suggesting raising the claim limits for an account. I think that's a great idea. That should be easy for them to do, I would think. I'm not sure what other related issues there are. And also,
I was going to say, the thing with the claim limit, right now we can most have 25 in a square. Just give us the extra 2. so we can finish on a 3x3.
Oh yeah,
That would be
Sure.
nice.
Yeah, 27.
and somebody had mentioned in there they miss seeing the chests in the caves. I've not been caving in a long time. Do the chests still spawn?
Very rarely, but they do spawn, mostly in caverns, the bigger caverns.
Okay.
You'll see them mostly right after the server bounces.
Something I would love to see are the excuse me, the 6-shooters. Some new weapons.
As a weapon, yeah.
Yeah, I would. Man, the 6-shooter and a phaser pistol. We've been asking for that for quite a long time. You know, we got these great Western outfits, so I don't know what is on the drawing board for combat and in terms of weapons and gear, but boy, that's high on my list of things to request.
My request is that the animations get a little bit of tweaking, because they still get stuck in a lot of places, and the animation for swinging your axe still jumps around and causes your swing to be interrupted if you run too fast between trees. So,
Sorry about the line noise. There's line noise in probably in Lousy's mic. We're not really sure, but we'll figure that out for next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's my fan. Like I said, it's the fan making, because the fan has been spinning this whole time, and it makes like the humming, I think.
Yeah. Tim, I was just saying, one of the things I'd love to see would be a set of revolvers.
In the holsters, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Or to use as weapons,
nice.
to add to the list of weapons we have, and
I think,
phaser pistols.
Yeah, you would have to add phaser pistols in there too, because if you're going to be genre agnostic, then yeah, some of those other genres are going to have to be mixed in here some way at some point in time.
Oh, this Annie says that's not eating. It's Lousy's beard getting his opinions known.
Wow.
It's alive.
That's an interesting way to think of it, for sure.
Well, if anybody is interested in being part of a film production, check Twitter for Jinkies and Metallical, the folks from Blockheads, for their tweets. They'll let you know when they'll be shooting their next session. I imagine there's a lot more filming he's got to do, but I stopped by yesterday to check up on them and ruin their shot. I logged into a character that nobody knows about. And of course, while I'm standing there, they're in the middle of filming, and I realized, and then I saw them having to do the take again. So, apologies.
Oh.
But he's, I think they're filming on Sundays. I know he's got a busy schedule, so we'll see.
Yeah, more movies to be in post-production.
Well, you know what? But the Landmark is such a great medium to do that sort of thing, because you can build your set. You build your set almost in real time. I mean, it took us what, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to build some of the bigger sets that we did for ours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jinkies has been working on his project for months, possibly a year. I'm not sure. So some of the builds in the game are really elaborate and have been around for a long time, but it's possible to very quickly build sets for stuff like this. So Machinima is really going to be a thing. And now that we're getting this camera, I'm not sure when it's slated to arrive, but that's going to be a real game changer for us, and it addresses a lot of the requests that we've made.
The new camera will definitely be a help for people making videos.
I mean, well, the way I kind of see it is like this. I mean, the more you make it easy for people to make the movies, the more movies you're going to have out there for the game, and which is basically promoting itself.
Yep, free advertising.
Which, yeah, it's like free advertisement. I mean, you can't turn that kind of stuff away. I mean, good, bad, or ugly, it's still a good thing for the game. because
And
you'll have yeah, you'll have like somebody come along and be like, how in the heck did they do that? And then they go looking for the game to see if they can make one for themselves. So that's kind of how I look at the whole machinima thing, and to totally disavow it or not even consider it, that's a failure on the game company's fault. So I would advise don't turn it away.
And we're getting a big handful of new viewers every week in our channels. I know we certainly do in the Morning Brew. I know Tinma does too. People that are seeing Landmark for the first time, never played the game, want to get in and try it out. Some of them are just going straight away and buying Founders Packs to get in and start playing right away. And wow, we've got someone guilty of yours whose build we went to go visit today, Demeta X.
Yep.
So I
didn't
asked him.
Actually, make it to that claim. We were going to go to that.
No, we
claim.
went.
At the very end.
Got to it at the very end, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
so I asked him, I said, so how long have you been building? And he says, a week. And I said, no, not on this claim. I mean, how long have you been building in Landmark? He goes, a week.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So the game has got so much potential. Oh, man, there's Mechasonic. Yeah.
There was a streamer over the weekend. I popped in on his stream channel, and he had bought the game a long time ago, and he took a big long hiatus. He was coming back to see what changes had been made. His focus was the combat system, PvE primarily, combat parts of the system, and he was kind of trying to work his way around, trying to figure out how to do things because the game had changed so drastically much since when he had purchased it. But like I said, he had taken a long hiatus for a while there, and I was sitting in channel, kind of trying to help him out, got him in a direction. Lousy was there, or Lousy showed up, pretty much after I had given all my feedback and stuff like that. But I mean, he was running into a lot of things, and he was saying a lot of stuff about the game of, like stuff that he had liked and stuff he didn't like. And
yeah, we were documenting a lot of the different bugs in combat during that stream. I was actually typing them in chat. So.
Yeah, so we were, just, kind of reiterating to him, some of the stuff that we already kind of knew about, that we know that the devs know about it. And basically just let him know that it's still a work in progress. So but that's something that a lot of people don't quite understand, is that everything that's in the game right now is still a work in progress. It will forever be a work in progress.
Oh well, and that's the nature of MMOs in general. I think with Landmark, I think the big goal is, well, of course, we're trying to get all the stuff done for EverQuest Next, but they get all the different parts of the game system put together. And most of these systems are going to be used in, I would imagine, in EverQuest Next. So there's a lot of relativity here. But we're probably looking at, I don't know, could be a year or more before this thing goes into an open beta. Would love to see it soon, but it's whenever the systems are ready. And a lot of people got really excited and then left when they didn't get all their stuff right away. But
now, I being the Elemental Fiend is in chat, and they're all this talk about this mega palette. Is this mega palette what I think it is? Is this what that I had brung up, that I would love to have the little palette of my own creation, to where I could drag props and materials to that little prop or that little window instead of having to go digging? Is that what that is?
I'm
yeah, it's like a little
it's gonna
favorites with it. Is that what that is, or what is this mega palette? I'd love to have an explanation behind that.
I'm worried it's going to be a combination of all of the palettes we already have. Like, instead of having separate palettes for textures and props, I'm thinking that we're going to have them all in one palette. Is why it's called Mega Palette.
Yeah, I just
really love for them to include the outfits in their own little palette out of my inventory.
Well, one of the things that this guy over the weekend said that he was very discouraged about was the fact that the tools were in his inventory. And me personally, I've
which we've
always,
complained about for a while.
yeah,
Day
I've
one.
always wondered why those tools just didn't automatically show up in my character screen
Yep.
instead of my inventory. And then just be able to drag it out of my character panel onto my hotbar.
In the beginning of the game, there was a progression to earn the tools to build with. You had to complete certain parts of the progression, and when you did that, you would unlock additional tools. So it made sense at the time to get those as an item that you then can use. And I see the logic behind that.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting gameplay where it was fun back then, but I think they really wanted to ratchet up the gameplay aspect of this and make the ability to build the default thing in the game when you get into play, that you can just build. You get access to all the tools. You don't have to unlock stuff. And
Okay,
so,
element of field answered. I'm sorry to interrupt. So primarily it moves tools, materials, templates, and props into the same interface, which will be customizable. Does that mean it's moving tools out of our inventory into that mega palette?
Well, if it's a palette, it would still reside in your inventory and stuff, right? Or all
Well,
the
no, because
different
we got that
windows.
palette that sits on the screen.
A palette is, to me, something that is modal, something that you can turn on, turn off, or something like
But
that,
but
and
that's what they
still
call our
use the old
materials in our
interface.
prop windows. They call them palettes. So this is just,
Oh, he
you
said
said yes,
yes.
it
Out of
moves it out
there's
of the inventory. So the
Okay.
tools are leaving the inventory. Yay!
yay! We get 6 spaces in inventory back.
excellent. Well, guys, stay tuned this week. We got a busy weekend landmark ahead of us. Tinma is going to be doing Tinma's tutorials. Tell us about what you got lined up for the week, dude.
Well, this week we are completing the Halas build that we've been working on for like the last 2 weeks. It will be done this week. Rain, sleet, or snow, after hours of work, whatever. It will be done this week. And then I think starting next week, I'm gonna start giving a hand to those that wants it, or some feedback and that sort of thing for their builds. Trying to open myself up for that for other people, and it is if anybody wants it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
And
my thing.
and then and a big Let's Talk Landmark on Wednesday evening at 7:30 on Tinma's channel.
Yep, we're gonna have
Don't
a
miss it.
deep discussion. Deep. We're going deep. Going deep.
Lousy. Real quick, man. So you've had trouble getting into the game for the last couple of weeks. Something since the new launcher got introduced, right?
Yeah.
You got a moment to talk about it? I got a hard stop in about 5 minutes, but
But yeah, 2 weeks ago when they changed the launcher around, the game stopped opening completely for me. I don't know what happened in the launcher or something. I have gotten to character select at the furthest and have not actually gotten into the game. Most of the times it gives me a G99 error, like it's a connection problem. But then other times when I go to, character select, it just drops to desktop. Or sometimes I'll hit the play button on the launcher and the launcher disappears and nothing opens. So I don't know what's going on, but I haven't actually been in the game in about 2 weeks. So.
wow. All right. I hope you can get that resolved soon. Have you talked to anybody at support?
I've done a bunch of things on my own, and I know a lot of the little tricks and tests to do, but none of it's worked. And I was almost to the point of uninstalling it, but that's a lot of work to uninstall it and then spend a lot of time downloading again. So.
Well, if anybody else out there has encountered a similar problem, definitely let us know or file a bug report. Certainly, maybe tweet to Elemental Fiend and let them know.
I think they have like its own section within the company that handles nothing but the launcher stuff, right?
I believe so.
That,
That would make sense.
that's my
Yeah,
understanding.
Elemental Fiend says definitely open a support ticket.
Yeah, because
Not a bug report. Thank you.
Yeah,
Elemental
I
Fiend.
don't think that's the same team. I don't think.
I was one of the people who was on the forums giving people tech advice on how to get in the
I
game.
remember.
So if it's something I haven't tried, I know that the people at the Daybreak will maybe be able to give me things to try, but they're probably things I've tried already because I really was knowledgeable about support. I've done tech support as a job, a profession, so I know what I'm trying and
Yeah.
what should
Well,
work.
and you may not be the only one experiencing it. So he says definitely open a ticket, though. It's worth doing. So, Kat, what you got going on this week?
I actually was building on my Hallis house this morning when I
I
got
don't
home
believe
from
her.
work.
I don't
I
believe her.
did.
I don't
I'm
believe her.
not lying. I did.
It's awesome.
I know. It's crazy.
And well, you're here. You're not usually here on
I
Mondays
am
because
not.
you're at work.
Thank you to whoever decided to take out the power and the cable at work today for maintenance. Thank you.
Yes, escape from work.
It's great.
Timo, when do they turn your water back on?
I don't know.
Well, it wasn't supposed to go off till tomorrow, so who knows?
I sponge bathed it.
With
Teenage
Nas.
No, well, I had
Yeah.
I thought I had 5 2 liters. I ended up having 6, so I dumped
Now
them
have
all
5.
in the bathtub. Dumped them all in the bathtub and just went. Ah, that is so cold in places that I really don't want it to be. That was my
New
yeah,
quote.
my
Another
bathing
new
experience this morning.
Oh,
So yeah,
jeez.
that was my morning, sadly.
Thrashy says, good thing we don't have smell-o-vision. Yeah, indeed. Well, folks, I've got the morning brew the rest of the week, and we're doing, of course, Let's Talk Landmark Wednesday evening. Stay tuned. Go out there and build something. Can't wait to come see what you're doing. Really,
Do,
it's
but
been
nobody
amazing.
believes me.
We're there.
I don't believe you.
And huge thanks to Elemental Fiend for everything you're doing with the community.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Now get some more of the
Communication is
developers
amazing.
to get involved.
Hey, as long as we got one, and he relays stuff back and forth, it's amazing.
Give us some directed testing. Tell us, hey, we need you to go out and break this, because I'll do it once I get the game working.
And Elemental, can you send Tim a direct message? Let him know who we need to talk to get you on the show.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, everybody, anything else, Timma? We good? Housekeeping?
Other than the fact that every time I hear Lousy's voice, I keep having the picture of that man on top of the castle.
I know.
Gee, thanks.
I can't help
Oh my
it.
God.
I'm going to ride my pulverizer mount to the center of the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Elemental Fiend says, I am on the show. I see my name.
Nice try. We mean on
Yeah,
this side with
yeah.
the picture and talking and all that.
Not letting
fun
you off that
It's
easy.
not the same.
He goes, good
It's
luck
not
with
the
that one.
same.
We'll figure it out. Don't you worry.
Everybody be good. Go out there and build something. We'll see you tomorrow on the Morning Brew. Till then,
See you later, folks.
cheers.
you
Episode
guys.
50.
Bye. See y'all.